स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने ये वादा कर लिया हमने।
एक पवित्र सी हवा बहेगी,
उज्ज्वल उज्ज्वल हो भारत,
कोना कोना निर्मल होगा,
विश्व कहेगा जय भारत।
जाग उठेंगे भाग्य हमारे, स्वच्छ बनेगा ये भारत।
स्वच्छ भारत का इरादा इरादा कर लिया हमने देश से अपने वादा कर लिया हमने, वादा कर लिया
Kolar is India's most famous gold mining town, nestled on the edge of Karnataka, bordering Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Gold mining apart, the city is a major silk cocoon market as well as a silk reeling centre, where silk yarn is spun in several units across Kolar. This attracts traders from all over. Luxurious commodities apart, Kolar is also a prominent supplier of milk and vegetables in Karnataka. It also hosts Asia's second largest tomato market. This prosperous city of over 138,000 people therefore generates a considerable amount of waste, including wet waste, on a daily basis. This must be processed well, so the corporation and the citizens came up with stack composting as the best solution for the town. Kolar district has 6 local bodies responsible for solid waste management. For a period of time, they faced challenges in managing the city's waste. With concerted efforts, however, they have come up with practices of segregated waste management and stack composting. Over time, these bodies have made considerable progress in tackling solid waste, thereby attracting the attention of other districts. The city has also actively taken to composting its organic waste. The segregated wet waste collected by the city is composted using a unique and innovative method called stack composting. In July 2014, the city of Kolar piloted its first decentralized stack composting method. The Clean City initiative by the Kolar Municipal Council has helped the nearby farmers get access to high-quality organic compost.
Kolar has principally 6 urban local bodies of various sizes. So right from last 2 years, we've been primarily focusing on segregation at source. Almost door-to-door collection is almost 100% now. So primarily we are focusing on segregation at source, and also for that lot of activities have been taken up, particularly for IEC as well, because primarily why segregation and the problem big cities face, and why our smaller municipalities are in a better position to take care of that, and we should not progress or denigrate to that kind of a position.
In 2014, Kolar City Municipal Council launched a hunt for a landfill site to dump its waste. But the villages around Kolar refused to have a dumping ground in their vicinity. As was the case in many cities in India, a challenging situation emerged. Garbage wars were on the verge of breaking out. Garbage began piling up inside the city.
गाँव सब बहुत गंदा था, कहीं देखिए ढेर ये गिलाजत के ढेर खड़े थे, कहीं डंप करने भी जगह नहीं थी इधर। 2014 में एक कुछ की प्लान करके थोड़ा एक्शन लेने से सीएमसी कॉर्पोरेशन वालों ने एक्शन लेने से थोड़ा क्लीन हुआ.
To streamline waste management practices and ensure year-round cleanliness, the district administration began launching rigorous campaigns for door-to-door collection and source segregation in June 2014. This involved one-on-one meetings with all stakeholders: offices, restaurants, canteens, fruit and vegetable vendors, etc. The city took several steps to ensure waste management, both for waste reduction and recycling. Its waste management system involved a strict ban on use and sale of plastic under 40 microns thick, 100% door-to-door collection, awareness drives, segregation of dry and wet waste at source, and active public participation. At this point, stack composting was not part of the key objectives of the local bodies. This innovation came a bit later.
We started collecting the waste at the source, like door to door. So what we planned is each 2 Porokarmikas given a 1 push cart which is specially designed to place a 4 60 liters of bins, 2 for wet waste and 2 for dry waste. So whatever the waste collected primarily, that will be placed at a designated place for the secondary transport. So like that the story went on. People came to know that how to handle the waste properly. They started segregating the waste as wet and dry, and people and our Porokarmikas also learnt. Earlier they were practicing a very unhygienic method of collecting the garbage. So once we implemented this, their workload has also come down, and they are also very happy to execute this kind of work.
On an average, about 200 tons of waste is collected daily in all the urban local bodies. The compost being generated from that waste is presently sold to farmers. Source segregation of waste has also improved working conditions of the Porokarmikas or waste collectors, who are given incentives to promote segregation. Additionally, the right to retain and sell the recyclable materials such as plastic tubs, bottles and paper, which constitute almost 35% of total collection, helps them earn an additional income. This ensured that composting would be more successful, as it would be largely contamination-free.
After attendance, we take our pushcarts from morning 6:30 am to 10:30 am. We cover 300 houses. 5 to 6 wards do this work. We collect the household waste and then do segregation.
Under this innovative method, trucks carrying organic waste are unloaded into parallel wooden frames. The wooden frames are designed by tying wood or bamboo poles together with a 0.3 meter spacing into frames of 1 meter into 2 meters. These frames are then placed on supporting stones or blocks to keep them 0.2 to 0.4 meters off the ground. The height keeps the waste off the ground and allows circulation of cold air into the waste heap, as decomposition releases hot air in the process. This process enables aerobic composting by enabling air to circulate through the waste. Anaerobic decomposition is much slower and can also result in a foul odor while handling. So this approach prevents that challenge. Each frame can hold about 400 kilograms of waste daily. It is important not to overload a wooden frame. A stack is about 2.5 meters high and is left to decompose for 1 to 3 months before it is fit for reuse as manure. But the stacks are ready for auction to farmers as early as 1 month after their start. The wooden frames are reusable after farmers remove the compost and take it to their fields. Krishnappa is one of the farmers who adopted stack composting. He buys the segregated waste which is collected in the city and uses it for stack composting. Krishnappa uses the compost for farming. He's been using city compost for a really long time now.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೋಲಾರ ನಗರಸಭೆಯವರು ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಆಗ ನಾವು ಕೋಲಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನಾವು ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಗರಸಭೆ ಆಯುಕ್ತರನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರನ್ನ ವಿಚಾರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ
When this Swachh Bharat campaign was started, Kolar Nagar Sabha gave me orders to collect dry and wet waste on contract basis.
ಕಡಿಮೆ ರೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು
Then I learned stack composting and started doing it myself. After 3 months, the compost gets ready.
ಆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ತಗೊಂಡು
The compost that is made through stack composting has better results according to my 40 years experience.
ಈಗ ನಮ್ಗೇನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು 40 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾವು ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬಂದಿರೋದು.
The compost I was buying from the private company, it costed 3,500 for one truck, and the waste that is collected from the city cost me rupees 1,000 per load. So I am saving 2,500.
ಪ್ರೈವೇಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ತೊಗೊಂಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ಒಂದು ಲೋಡ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಲೋಡ್ಗೆ ಬಂದು 3,000-3,500 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಅದು ಬೆಲೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅದು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ನಗರಸಭೆಯಿಂದ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗೋದೇನೆಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಲೋಡ್ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ತರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ 1,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ತಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಫಲವತ್ತವಾಗಿ ತೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ 1,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ವರ್ಕ ನಗರಸಭೆವರೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಳಿತದೆ.
The success lies in Kolar's model of waste management, from logistics to all the main features, which include micro-planning of doorstep collection routes, providing non-mechanized push carts that enable further waste sorting at each doorstep, and giving the doorstep collectors full rights for the sale of dry recyclables. The administration's decision to bank on the local community workforce has reduced absenteeism and improved collection performance and citizen satisfaction. If you saw all this, you might have said that you've seen it all before. However, stack composting would have held your attention for its elegant simplicity. 26 months after the stack composting method was launched, Kolar continues to be a dustbin-free, dump-free city, making a profit of rupees 30,000 a month from decentralized stack composting. Kolar holds an example up for all Mandi towns, which are a key trading point, but not necessarily able to handle the waste they generate.
ಸಮಸ್ತ ಕೋಲಾರ ನಾಗರಿಕರು ಮತ್ತು ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡೋಂಥ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಬಾಂಧವರು, ರೈತ ಬಾಂಧವರಿಗೆ ತಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ವಿನಂತಿ ಏನಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ.
I request all farmers to use city compost, as the chemical fertilizers are only making the crops toxic, and we should use city compost, which keeps our soil strong and it helps in keeping the environment clean too. This is the least we can do, so I urge all my brothers to make compost through stack composting and use it in their fields.
ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷವೂ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಭೂಮಿನೂ ಕೆಡಲ್ಲ, ಭೂಮಿನೂ ಫಲವತ್ತಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಭೂಮಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಿಮ್ಕೀಟಗಳು ಅವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
While Kolar came up with stack composting to deal with its organic waste, cities like Trivandrum in Kerala have introduced various methods of composting wet waste. These include pipe composting and bin composting as models used at the household or community levels depending on the waste being generated. Kochi, which is a growing cosmopolitan city, came up with biobins, which is a model that is designed for apartment complexes and has been successfully executed. On the other hand, Coimbatore in Tamil Nadu came up with no dumping as an initiative where technology is playing a big role and involved people in waste management, including the biggest vermicompost shed in the country. Pune took up biogas as a technology to deal with the heaps of organic waste that the city generates, and they came up with a decentralized model to efficiently manage the amount of waste generated. In this manner, different approaches have been taken to come up with decentralized waste management strategies across the country. Every city has its own uniqueness with special requirements, and in a country like India, the corporations have come up with different models that work best for their city or town. Kolar's innovation must be seen in this context, providing one more choice for wet waste handling, a key challenge for India, even in this day and age.